Money ain't God, but through him, my relationship with money changed.
And what is that? Break that down.
It's not my problem.
What do you mean?
It's not my problem, it's his problem. And it always...
Yo, why did Funky Dineva just clown Tamar Braxton in the wildest way possible and got the internet thinking this whole near-death scare wasn't just some random accident? The same night Tamar almost lost her life, bleeding and broken and inside her own home. Funky was out arguing with her. But when folks pressed him about what really went down, he didn't call her his friend, his sis, or even Tamar. He coldly brushed her off as the lady. Because she stays on the front lines. I mean, always. But let's keep it real. We don't just wake up with a fractured nose, busted teeth, and blood everywhere without something heavy going on. Tamar herself admitted that she almost died and doesn't even know how it happened. But here's the kicker. Fans online are already whispering about voodoo rituals gone wrong, shady friends, and even an industry cover-up. And I'm diving into every piece of this messy puzzle, from Tamar's cryptic post to Funky Dineva's nonchalant shade, and why some folks think that this wasn't an accident at all. Stay tuned, because the tea gets even darker. Only a love and war. Okay, so here's what Tamar herself revealed. Recently, she hopped on Instagram stories and dropped a bomb that left fans shook. When Michael Ketterer's Spirit Led Me playing in the background, she wrote, "I struggle to write this, but everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died Sunday. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury." And she didn't stop there. Tamar explained she fractured her nose, lost several teeth, and even suffered mobility issues. The pain wasn't just physical. She said the experience completely changed the way she looks at life. As the days go by, the worse it is. The way I look at life now is totally different. As my health is on the mend, my mental journey begins. Pray for me, for real. I don't even know what happened to me. Well, that confession immediately sparked panic. Fans rushed to X, asking the obvious: how does someone wake up in a pool of blood with a broken nose but has no clue what happened, but has time to write on Instagram? Well, one fan wrote, like, what in the world, did somebody deck her and she lost consciousness? How do you wake up missing 4 teeth? Sounds like a scene out of The Hangover. I hope nobody harmed her. Another person added, Funky Dineva calling Tamar that lady is classic disassociation. That was your friend that took you out on your birthday with you the night before. Why so cold? And this is where it gets sticky, because Funky Dineva was literally with her right the night before, celebrating his birthday, partying and dining out. Hours later, Tamar's posting like she almost lost her whole life. The internet immediately started connecting the dots. Was Tamar jumped? Did something go down in that house? Or was some whisper suggesting that she was dabbling in something spiritual that went horribly wrong? Well, y'all, that's when Funky Dineva's comments made everything sound even messier. Because Funky Dineva, aka Quentin Latham, didn't stay quiet. He hopped online to address the situation, but instead of defending Tamar or showing concern, his response had folks scratching their heads. In his own words, Funky said, "I don't know what happened to that lady. We went out Saturday night, we went to Bruce Chris ate and had a good time. Then we went down to B12 for my birthday. Y'all saw the video. Afterwards, the car dropped us off at Tamar's house. I didn't go upstairs. I went to my car and met James Knox at BJ Rooster, then went home."
I don't know what happened to the lady.
We went out. What night that was? We went out. Saturday night. We went out Saturday night. We went to the roof, Chris. We ate. We had a good time. She was like, "Let's turn up for your birthday." We went down to the V12. Shouts out to Vinny and all the people at V12. That's the video y'all saw. Or whatever, with us walking in, them making a whole lot of noise. We left there. We all got in the car together. The car dropped us off at Tamar's house. I didn't go upstairs. I went to my car. I went and met James Knox at BJ Rooster, and I came home.
Notice that? He didn't say Tamar, my friend, or even sis. He called her the lady. And that rubbed fans wrong, because if you were just with someone hours before and they almost died, would you distance yourself that coldly? But here's the kicker. Funky admitted that Tamar texted him the next morning asking for Dr. Heavenly's number. That's the Atlanta dentist reality star who does emergency veneers. Well, Funky said that he thought it was just a tooth issue, but hours later, Tamar was posting about blood, broken bones, and almost dying.
The next day when I woke up, I had a text message from Tamar at 10 in the morning that said, "Can you give me Dr. Heavenly phone number?"
Well, the timeline looked suspicious for sure, and they were out turning up. Everything seemed fine, and by morning she's calling around for a dentist in emergency mode. Y'all, fans instantly suspected something happened that Funky wasn't saying out loud. One fan on X tweeted, "Nah, Funky knew something was off. That the lady comment was him distancing himself before the storm hit. Classic Funky move." Another speculated it was like Funky was being shady because he didn't approve of whoever Tamar was with that night. He wanted to clear his name before the blogs dragged him. Ooh, clock it. Well, whether it was intentional shade or just Funky being funky, his detached tone added gasoline to an already burning fire. Instead of shutting down the rumors, his statement made them worse. People started asking, did Funky clown Tamar because he knew she was playing with something darker than she should be handling? And that's when the focus shifted from injuries to rituals. While Tamar was asking for prayers and trying to heal, her own family added fuel to the fire. Her sister Tamar Braxton hopped on live and made a statement that caught everybody off guard. When Tamar mentioned doing Bible study to fight off demons and witchcraft, Tony brushed it off and said, "That book was written by a racist white man."
Okay, I gotta call you back. I'm about to have Bible study.
Why?
Cause I'm saved. And I read the word. Because it's important to know the word. How else we gonna battle all these demons and witchcraft? How else you gonna do it?
There are other books.
Girl, get off of my phone, girlfriend. Get off of my phone. I'll call you back.
I mean, that book was written by a racist white
Girl,
man.
goodbye, girl. I'll call you in an hour.
Now, for a family that grew up deep up in the church, that comment shocked fans. People instantly felt like the Braxton sisters weren't just dealing with injuries, they were at odds over faith, spirituality, and maybe even rituals. One scripture that popped up in the debate was 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit expressly says that in latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons. Well, fans online tied that verse directly to Tony's comments. Some even suggested that Tamar wasn't just hurt physically, she might have been spiritually under attack. And Tamar didn't make things any calmer, because in past interviews, she admitted she doesn't go to church anymore, but claims she hears God's voice in private moments, even saying he once spoke to her while she was in the shower.
Because I'm a person that don't go to church.
Right.
You know?
It's not about religion either.
It's not.
It's your relationship
it's
with
about
God.
my relationship with him, and I didn't find that until a couple of years ago in the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
That's when the whispers about voodoo rituals started swirling harder. People pointed out how Tamar's words about battling demons lined up with her sister's dismissing the Bible, and Funky Dineva detaching himself by calling her the lady. I can sum it up perfectly by saying, it's giving spiritual warfare. Tamar said demons, Tony said forget the Bible, Funky said the lady. None of this feels like coincidence. But by this point, we start to have concern for Tamar's health, turning into full-on conspiracy talk about whether she was involved in something dark or if that's nearly what took her out. But y'all, this isn't the first time Tamar's life was spiraled into tragedy and whispers, and this felt like it was something bigger than her. Because back in 2020, she rushed to the hospital after being found unconscious in a hotel room in Los Angeles. At the time, reports claimed it was a possible overdose, but then her partner David Adefeso said she had mixed alcohol and prescription pills. And that situation had folks already worried about Tamar's mental health. She later admitted that it wasn't just a one-off moment, that she actually attempted to take her own life because of the overwhelming pressure she was under. In her own words, Tamar confessed, "That time of my life was so dark and so heavy. I didn't see how I was going to come out on the other side." She also exposed how family drama, a crumbling career, and industry pressure pushed her to the edge. And let's not forget, just last year, Tamar went public again saying she was going back into treatment because her marriage and family drama were tearing her apart. Y'all have no idea, none, The gaslighting is crazy, and I'm going back into treatment. Oh my gosh, I just pray that my marriage can be saved and my life can be spared. My family is awful. Well, that's when fans saw her latest near-death confession, and they didn't see it as just an isolated accident. They connected some dots, and Tamar's always been battling demons, both personal and spiritual. And every time she falls into one of these life or death situations, it's surrounded by mystery, family feuds, and industry whispers. Which brings us back to the present. If Tamar really didn't know what happened to her this time, was it just another breakdown, or did something or someone else push her over the edge? And that's exactly why theories about a failed ritual caught on so fast. People feel like Tamar's been playing with forces and people way darker than she admits. When the internet started piecing it all together, the fan theories got even wilder. By now, the internet had completely lost it. Tamar's story didn't add up, Funky Dineva's "the lady" comment felt cold, and Tony's Bible shade only deepened the confusion. So fans did what fans always do. They turned detective. One viral thread broke it down into 9 possible scenarios that people were whispering about. Number 1. Funky Dineva himself put hands on Tamar. 2. Vince, her ex-husband, showed up and things turned violent. 3. Tamar attempted again. 4. She was creeping with Mendices or YLK and got caught. 5. She had a seizure and collapsed. 6. A demon literally attacked her. 7. Cover up for plastic surgery gone wrong. 8. She got jumped by friends. Or 9. K. Michelle ran up on her. Well, y'all, that list went viral because honestly, Tamar's history made each one sound believable on its own twisted way. And here's where it gets even darker though, y'all. Tamar herself hinted at demons. Tony dismissed the Bible and Funky cracked jokes, and that combination had folks convinced this wasn't just bad luck, it was a spiritual battle. And some fans even tied it back to Atlanta's underground scene where celebrity parties are rumored to dabble in rituals and protection work. Funky Dineva's known for throwing shade, but the way he acted almost looked like he was trying to scrub his hands clean before the blogs pinned him into anything occult. But another layer, people pointed out how Tamar asked for Dr. Heavenly's number right before her post. Why would she call a dentist first if she was bleeding out and fractured? That fueled the surgery cover-up theory. Maybe this was some cosmetic work gone wrong, but the story was spun like a traumatic accident. Either way, the damage was done, and Tamar's name was back in the headlines, and Funky looked shady, and the fans felt like the truth was being hidden. But the connections didn't stop with Tamar and Funky. Other celebs' names started creeping into the conversation, and that's when things turned even messier. When it comes to Tamar, you can't ignore the people orbiting around her because they always seem to get dragged into the storm, and this time fans weren't shy about connecting them dots. First up, her ex-husband Vince Herbert. Theories flew that maybe he showed up, tempers flared, and things turned violent. Vince has a history of drama with Tamar, so people online didn't hesitate to throw his name into the plot. And then there's K. Michelle, and their beef has been public for years, with them both trading shade on stage and on social media. One of the wilder theories, though, that K. Michelle might have run up on Tamar after years of pent-up tension. Now, is there proof? No, but the way that fans ran with that storyline so quick made folks imagine the industry beef turning physical. Another name, Mendices Harris from Love and Hip Hop. Now, some whispers claim that Tamar was creeping with him or somebody in his circle, and that could have sparked jealousy and chaos. Again, nothing confirmed, but fans love a messy subplot. And let's not forget Dr. Heavenly, the Atlanta dentist Tamar texted about veneers right before her health scare, and fans pointed out how strange it was that she reached for a dentist's number instead of 911. Now, some speculated that that meant that Tamar was trying to cover up a cosmetic mishap, maybe a secret surgery gone left, and Funky Dineva wanted nothing to do with it. But to make matters even darker, whispers about Atlanta's celebrity party scene kept bubbling, and people online swore that rituals, sacrifices, and protection work were a part of why Tamar's situation looked so off. So when you add in Tamar Braxton dismissing the Bible and Funky Dineva's cold tone, the pieces started to look like something bigger than just a random accident. By this point, fans weren't just questioning Tamar's health, they were questioning whether this whole circle of celebs was hiding something ugly behind the scenes. And that left the internet with one big question. Was Tamar Braxton really the of an accident, or was she caught in the middle of a ritual gone wrong? Just another sad ritual gone wrong. It's crazy. But at the end of the day go in, and Tamar Braxton's story still doesn't make sense. She says she doesn't even know what happened, and Funky Dineva's acting shady and calling her the lady. But Tony Braxton's dismissing the Bible like it's just another book, and fans are convinced something dark went down behind the scenes. I know we're getting close to Halloween, but y'all make it make sense. The power of Christ compels you. Whether this was a freak accident or a failed voodoo ritual is just another chapter in Tamar's long fight with the demons and the spiritual and personal ones. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain, this woman is fighting battles way bigger than what she's letting on. And honestly, it feels like the story's only halfway told, because every time Tamar shows us a glimpse of her pain, it comes wrapped in mystery, rumors, and unanswered questions. Did her circle set her up? Was Funky Dineva clowning her because he knows more than he's saying? Or are we just watching the ugly truth of the industry rituals finally catch up to her? Either way, y'all, the saga ain't over. And now I want to hear from y'all. Do you think that Tamar's accident was just bad luck or something deeper, darker behind it? Drop it down in the comments below and hit that like button if you're rocking with the channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe, because the next topic we're diving into might just blow this whole thing wide open. On the end of war.